The television show Law & Order Special Victims Unit has been on air since 1999 and is currently in its 16th season. It highlights rape, sexual assault, and incest as heinous crimes in New York City. The show portrays female victims with emphasized feminine ideals such as vulnerability, sexuality, and fragility. The overwhelming representation of female victims on Law & Order Special Victims Unit begs the question, to what extent does the show portray so-called feminine traits in female victims? Also, to what extent does the show vilify or indict these traits? These so-called feminine traits encompass female victims being dependent, emotional, passive, and sexually submissive. I highlight how the television show displays the victims as emotional, being manipulative, and uses demographics such as white young females to portray the victims. Cooklands and Morty state in their research on Law & Order SVU that negative portrayals of feminine characteristics such as intuition, emotion, and manipulation are evident. Demographically, Cavender, Bon Maupin, and Jurek argue young white women are overrepresented as victims in crime news. On the basis of screening 10 episodes and analyzing the women portrayed, I argue that Law & Order Special Victims Unit depicts the female victims of having these so-called feminine traits and overrepresents young white women as victims. In the 10 episodes I screened, 7 of the 10 involved white women, and of the 7, 3 involved female children. 4 of the 10 episodes also involved rape or sodomy of these female victims. With these so-called female traits, women are portrayed as overly emotional. This is evident in the season 12 episode Bang, in which Dee Dee, a mother and victim, yells at detectives Benson and Stapler and demands that they comply with all of her needs. Dee Dee cries on multiple occasions, and she also blows up at her fiancé, Ken. In the episode Bully, Ellen, the CFO of a company, records her boss screaming at each individual in the company, and Ellen cries uncontrollably throughout the whole recording. Women are also portrayed as being manipulative throughout the 10 episodes I viewed. In the episode Spectacle, a young woman fakes a sexual assault in order to get the police to take her friend's case seriously. She has her friend film a fake rape and plays the tape across their university's campus-wide intranet feed. While watching Law & Order Special Victims Unit, we should wonder about the extent that it portrays so-called feminine traits in female victims and how these traits are vilified. To what extent do these representations of victims impact the people who watch the show? Further research will be needed to answer this question, but this analysis provides a basis for understanding how television shows can portray female victims.